What's going on? Are you trying to break out of that beginner cyclist stage like I am? I'm going to walk you through the steps that I took at the very beginning to get me from beginner closer to amateur. I've been cycling on and off for about 9 years. And back at the beginning of this year in January, I got really serious about increasing my stamina and endurance, losing weight, and really putting in the hours in the saddle in order to actually get better on my bike. I have fluctuated between about 195 to 205 pounds because I really didn't pay attention to what I put into my body. I would eat, whatever I wanted to, whenever I wanted to, mostly sugars and sweets, lots of carbs, and didn't really focus on getting super healthy. I would go to the gym about 4 or 5 days a week and focused mainly on low weight, high repetition to really build up the stamina in my muscles. I would jump on the treadmill and work towards that 5 kilometer run range, so that I could just gradually get my stamina and my endurance back up. There were a few times that I did get out on my bike during this period of time. I averaged around 14 miles an hour for a 8 mile range at about 40 minutes for those 8 miles. Now, I don't have any fancy bike computer. I don't have power meters on my pedals. My Wahoo Blue SC is actually broken, so it only clocks my speed and not my cadence. I use the Wahoo app to record from all of my Wahoo devices, the Blue SC and the ticker, and upload that when I'm done my rides into Strava. Now, Strava is by no means 100% accurate when it comes to calculating my wattage and my functional threshold power or my watts per kilo when I upload it, but it can get me close enough to where I have an idea of how I'm doing on a climb or how I'm doing through a flat section, or just in general fitness, how I'm doing when it comes to building. Fast forward to today, I'm actually down to around 175 pounds and have a goal of riding 50 miles a week. Some weeks I will get just under that. Some weeks I'll go well above that. The most I've hit per week so far has been 85 miles, and that is on a full-time work schedule and being a dad also. And I look at doing one big ride mainly on the weekends that is anywhere between 20 to 30 miles, and a lot of more smaller rides kind of sprinkled in after the work day, and working on those smaller rides, trying to get faster, trying to get a little bit more powerful, doing intermittent sprints while I'm actually on the bike and doing those rides. And so my average speed on those rides has increased from 14 miles an hour to around 17 to 18 miles an hour, depending on the route that I choose and whether or not there's a steep enough hill within that route that kind of will bring me back down on that speed. And like I said, it's hard for me to tell as far as how well I'm doing because I don't have that cadence sensor on my bike, and I also don't have the power meters on my bike. Now, where do I want to take this? Why do I personally want to get better at riding my bike? Ideally, it's mainly just going to be for health and fitness, for feeling better about myself, feeling better about my energy levels, riding in local rides to try and place in a position that wasn't towards the back of the pack, finish in the middle of the pack, the middle of the peloton, or even up towards the front, and not necessarily win any races, but just feel good about where I place. Another thing that I'd like to be able to do is train or ride, just get out there and ride with um, different creators like myself. There's Tyler, the Vegan Cyclist. There's Phil Gaimon. There's Ted King. And then closest to me over in Harrisonburg is Jeremiah Bishop. Having the ability to get out and ride with guys like that is going to push me to get better and help me along and give also them a platform to showcase what they know. From a performance standpoint, my overall goal is to be able to sustain 300 watts for a 10 to 20 minute effort. Right now, I am somewhere around 150 to 200 based on what Strava has calculated for me. I won't fully know until I can get a power meter. But like I said, starting out, I don't have the power meter. They're expensive. And so I don't have the power meter. I can only go off of the feel and what I know from the estimations that Strava has given me. So sustain 300 watts for 10 to 20 minutes. And then overall, climbing. I suck at climbing. It totally sucks. I don't like it, but that's because I'm bad at it and my legs are in nowhere shape they need to be in order to climb for an extended period of time. So those are my goals. And if you guys are interested in following along my journey, learning with me as I learn myself, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment down below. If you have any tips and tricks for a beginner cyclist who is trying to break into the amateur arena and you want to share some of your knowledge with me, drop that in the comments below as well. I would love to hear from you. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.